All right, so we're back. Part two, ranking various wrestling championships. We finished off with the NXT Women's Championship, and so now, Dom, we're gonna move in to the NXT North American Championship, and this is kind of similar to the Intercontinental Championship, where it's like I forgot to mention it. The Intercontinental Championship, it's like in wrestling, it's called the mid card title, so it's not a world title, but it's like a championship for, the mid card is kind of like those guys who aren't on the level to compete for a world title.
Right, right.
So it's kind of for like the middle of the pack, and it's also the mid card titles are usually there to help people, not only obviously be champion, but help. It's a lot of times used as a belt to help the whoever's the champion develop to a world title level, to then once they finish up with that belt and they lose it, they go on to usually elevate to the upper card to then challenge for world titles.
Yeah.
And so this is the NXT North American Championship, their mid card title. As you can see from previous designs, very unique, and it's more, how would you say, like design based, rather than logo based.
Yeah.
So the design for the listeners, it's the globe, but it's only focused on the North American part, Canada, U.S., Mexico, and all the logos, as opposed to the previous ones we've seen, they're very minimal. The NXT logo is at the very top, but it's small. North American is at the top, champion at the bottom, and then the side plates, of course, read NXT.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, I think from like looking again from far away, it looks it wouldn't look nice from far, but from up close again, it does look pretty nice. And I'm not sure if that's you, but is the outer belt supposed to look like a wooden texture, or is that me?
That is another thing that is unique about this championship is the color of the leather strap. It does look a bit wooden, but it is more of a like maroon, reddish, brownish type strap. As we've seen, very unique from the previous straps that have remained black, white. But so yeah, it has its own unique color as well.
Interesting. Yeah, honestly, this one looks better. I like this one, like the brownish leather, the gold background. The thing with the globe kind of does look a little bit weird. I like it, although it just looks a bit off to me. If that makes sense. It's like an inverted globe, per se.
Yeah, I see that. I see what you're talking about.
Like if you were looking from the inside, and like the inside of a globe and looking outwards, and that's pretty much how you would see the inside of a globe. But it looks nice. I like it. The gold, the brown belt, although the font and the size of the font, it doesn't. I guess it wouldn't look appealing. I like how it looks. The design is not that bad. It's just I wish everything was a little bit bigger because it's just a bunch of empty globe bits. If that makes sense, just a bunch of an empty black void around the U.S., Canada, and such like that. It doesn't look appealing, I guess, to the eye. And considering it uses the globe itself as the centerpiece, it's not. It doesn't feel symmetrical. You know what I mean? As compared to some of the other logos and the other stuff that doesn't have the U.S. specifically as the whole centerpiece of like the symbol. If that makes sense.
I get you.
So personally, I like it, but I feel like it could have been definitely a bit more better. But I mean, it looks nice. To fight for, it feels like you're fighting for like something even bigger than it should be for. So I would give it an A.
All right. Very, very high praise for it, but also very valid criticisms.
It looks nice.
I like it. The next championship is the NXT United Kingdom Championship. And as you see, Dom, I have 4 men pictured with the championship. This belt was This belt was created and used for the NXT UK brand, so an expansion of NXT, but obviously in the United Kingdom. This belt was created in 2017, I believe. It is now 2022, and the 4 men you see holding the belt are the only 4 men to ever hold that belt. It's only ever had 4 champions.
Interesting.
So very prestigious in the sense that not many men hold it, and when they do, they hold it for a long time. And if you remember from our previous episode, you see in the top right, that is Walter.
Oh, yeah, I see.
The big lad. The final
The
boss,
mad.
as I described him to you.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on this belt?
This one, oh, okay. Honestly, yeah, this one, like, it feels like it's like the mega honcho, the big belt. The belt of just that reigns above all, else belts. But I like it. The black lining of the belt in the background, the gold bits everywhere. It's a bit too much gold, I admit, but it looks nice. It complements it kind of. The red center of the shield in the middle definitely makes it pop out a bit. So and as well as like the gold studs again, as seen from previous belts, the gold studs. Definitely makes it look nice. I feel like it would only look nicer if you were looking at it from up close rather than from far away. So if you were to look at all the details, you would definitely look how nice it is within like the middle center bits. Honestly, this one does look nice. I would give this one, and also to fight for and how it looked on a fighter, it definitely looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. And to fight for, yeah, this definitely seems like something worth fighting for. I'm not gonna lie. For the tier, I'll give it an A, or maybe an S. I'll give it an S.
Oh.
Definitely an S. It looks nice from close up. It looks nice.
Yeah, I think one thing it could benefit from, as you mentioned, because it kind of gets meshed together, as you see from some of these images, where it's hard to make out the intricate details. I think maybe some highlights with some silver would definitely help it stand out. Because the centerpiece is real nice. You have the horse, and then I think that's supposed to be what is that mythical animal called? The griffin?
Oh,
The lion hawk or whatever it is,
yeah.
It has the chest piece of the king,
Yeah.
So it has very intricate details, very nice. But I agree that it could use some highlights to maybe make the details stand out a bit more.
It does look nice.
This is definitely a belt that wrestling fans really love, and it's one of the ones they point to when they want to say, that a belt should look prestigious, should look worth fighting for,
Yeah.
But the next championship is the AEW World Championship. This is for the promotion AEW, the second biggest US-based wrestling promotion. What are your thoughts on this title, Dom?
This one, it just sports 2 colors. It's all gold with the black belt in the background. So, and then we also see the AEW logo in the middle. The logo itself looks nice. However, what I do not like about it, unfortunately, is it looks so meshed with so much gold and the design bits around the AEW. But I also can't just not mention the. Jack, do you see the outer ring? The outer ring. It looks on the left and the right side of the AEW. Right next to that, there's also the other outside bits, which is half of a circle. That also has AEW with a bunch of more golden bits.
Oh yeah, but these are globes, kind of showing off different areas of the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those itself also look nice, but I guess again, it would look only nice if you were looking up close. But what I do not like about it is the ragged edges between those 2 bits. It looks like if it was a cracked egg, kind of a cracked eggshell. It doesn't look like it was like properly. I'm not sure. It doesn't have like a proper form, in my opinion. Like compared to like the other belts, which is it's just straightforward. It's either a circle, a square, a hexagon,
Pentagon.
or I like the, my bad, my bad. Yeah, the pentagon, or I don't know. This one just has the ragged edges, which kind of does give it a bit of a significant look. But in my opinion, it just looked like it got cracked, and they just simply just separated the pieces apart of each other. Honestly, I'm not sure. Personally, I don't like it. The AEW looks nice on its own, but the rest just all being a gold mesh of just bits and pieces, and you see the font like barely readable only because it's also in gold too. I don't know. To fight for it would also look nice though. I'm not gonna lie. And to look on it would kind of look nice, but from up close only. For this one, I would give it either a B or a C, which also might be controversial to some, only because my opinion is probably not as valuable. I will give it a C, just because it's just too much gold in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's one of my issues with the belt too. Is like obviously from afar you're seeing some of these pictures like the gold and silver kind of shimmer off nicely, but like when you start looking into it, it's like you look at the little bits and pieces and you're like, why is that there? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And your opinion, of course, is valuable because as this series is to show, it's kind of to show what a casual fan or what a non-fan would think, and you need those opinions because you need to know what's going to draw them in, if you want more fans,
Well, true.
So it's like, it's good. It is your opinion has its own valid points to it, But Dom gives it a C tier, and I will confirm with you. I think some people might see that as a controversial opinion, but again, you obviously have your own opinions and should not conform to what would you call it, the general consensus.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. Some points of it do kind of look a bit messy and mesh type thing,
Right.
Where like from afar, the gold and silver shimmer off nicely, but then you start looking at the details and some of the details are nice, but also you look into it and you think it's kind of one of those things where it might be doing a bit too much,
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
And speaking of controversial, the next one is their women's championship, and it was controversial, or I wouldn't say it's controversial, but the main issue people had with it was a bit too small, as you'll see with some of the champions holding it. They went later, if you look on the right, the two women on the right, they did the redesign so it was a bigger belt, but even then it kind of is still a bit small. But what are your thoughts on this belt, Dom?
This one, I mean, looking from far away, I just feel like there's just too much going on. We have the black outer belt, and then like there's I'm not sure that's meant to be like diamond or like silver studded bits on the side, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. I feel like there's just too much, The words are barely readable. The EW is clearly seen, but it definitely feels small again. But looking at it having an egg shape, I don't think that will look comfortable to wear, honestly. Like bending down over to pick up something or like to do something with it, it feels like it's not going to look comfortable. There's also like I think those are meant to be like stars in the background of the AEW. You see a lot of those also in gold as well. But this one, honestly, I do not. It looks weird. It looks weird to look at. But I don't think it will look nice. To fight for, I don't think it will look good either. For this one, I'm also going to give it a C tier.
All right, yeah, I kind of agree. It's too small, It's kind of lackluster in its design, if you want to say. Like it's only the logo itself and nothing really more to it, especially on the main plate.
Yeah,
it's like they kind of threw in some stars and some like miscellaneous designs to like that you would see on world titles, but other than that, nothing much to it,
Yeah.
The next championship is the World of Stardom Championship. This is a promotion, women's only promotion out in Japan. Um, as you can see, the belt design, Stardom. The main plate is the shape of a star. It has a red belt and gold, different bits in it. What are your thoughts on this championship, Dom?
This one, honestly, it doesn't look nice. The words are kind of readable from far away. There's the big old star, and then there's the studded bits on the outline of the star. I hope those are not more stars, but we can clearly see it. But there's bigger stars within the star, and there's even more stars on the outside, on the left and right, 3 and 3, left and right. It looks odd, only because it feels like there's too much. In my opinion, there's so much looking at it. There's the red world, the words of what does it say? Get world by champion or world
world
something?
of, and then the Stardom, of course, in the middle, and then champion at the bottom.
Okay. My bad. And then and the word in the middle is we see it in blue, also on the left side and the right side. Honestly, I'm not too sure. To me, it feels basic. I just feel like they just got the idea of a star and they just threw it everywhere. They just threw out just a bunch of stars and they didn't give a bit of a unique design. I would just give this one a C, only because I don't know, an F or a C, only because personally speaking, it wouldn't look nice to fight for, and to wear it, I don't think it will look nice either. Maybe in the past, maybe in the 80s or 90s, maybe 80s, this look nice, but in today's standards, or comparing it to the belts we're looking at before, I'll probably give this a C.
All right. The next championship, New Japan Pro Wrestling's IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Back again with a white strap, gold and silver mix. What are your thoughts on this belt, Dom?
Okay, so looking at this one,
and if you want, sorry for interrupting. If you want, since you can see this, I can make this image bigger if you want, so you can get a closer look at the main belt itself.
I mean, looking at it, look, yeah. I mean, I can make out the details. I think it's fine.
All right.
But looking at it from the picture that I'm giving here, there's the white belt in the background. There's the gold bits, but I'm not sure if it was a picture itself. But I could definitely see the gold being more reflective as well as the silver in between. I feel like that the IWGP is it's a bit blended into with the silver in the background, so you can't really make out the letters too much. However, the gold words, like in Champion at the bottom, does pop out a bit, so it doesn't look too bad. I feel like again, there's just too much going on in the outer ring, going on with the gold meshy bits on the top and stuff like that. It doesn't look too bad. I'll admit it looks okay. To fight for, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. The IWGP, which I know stands for the logo name, but it doesn't look nice to see. If you catch my drift, like compared to like NXT, looking at NXT back again, it looks nice because it's just NXT. It's simple. But looking at IW and then G and P that don't really complement each other too much, I mean, it looks odd in my opinion. It looks odd. It's an odd belt to look at. But with the white and gold, personally, I like that. The silvery bits in the middle definitely also look nice again. For this one, I'm gonna give it a B tier.
All right. And now, the next two championships. I gotta give fair warning to you, Dom. They're the last two, all right?
Yes.
These next two titles are some of the most highly acclaimed belts, and sadly, both are in a sense, how would I say it? They're out of commission, in the sense that they're retired. The designs aren't used anymore. They opted for new designs, like redesigns. And
Right.
the next title you're gonna see got unified with another championship, so it's no longer used. And so it kind of sucks to not see them around, but they're kind of regarded as two of the best belts to exist, two of the best designs, you know. And so obviously, this isn't to say that you have to think the same, you know, but this is just to let you know that whatever opinions you may state, whether you agree, or whether you, or it's to be decided whether you agree with the statements that they're the best or not. But this is the expectation, if you want to say, to go in with, but don't let it alter your opinions. But
Interesting.
these are going to be some big ones to see what you think of them as a non-wrestling fan. So the next one is the World Heavyweight Championship that was used in WCW and WWE. This is the
Wow.
World Heavyweight Championship, also known as the Big Gold Belt.
Interesting. Yeah, this one definitely has something. Okay, so, okay, again, definitely looks like pretty much it's just the entire thing that's gold. But I think for this one, there's a bit of an exception for it. There's definitely like so much going on. I could barely even see what's going on in the middle. This will again look good if looked at up close, but I think just like the massive weight that looks like it would be, to the beholder of this belt. I feel like it to look at, to wear it would, and to fight for it would definitely be worth it. Only because it feels like it's like, the mega belt to wear. It's that I'm not sure how to explain it in like words properly, but it's just, it looks like it's like the last and the biggest belt that, the best fighter of anyone in this world would have to wear.
The ultimate prize, in a sense.
Exactly. Yeah. It definitely looks like it would practically place fear into anyone who's not wearing it, and to those around just staring at it would know that this belt on its own is just fear inducing. For this one specific, yeah, I'll definitely give it an S. It does contradict some of my other comments about just being so much going on in the middle, but I mean, knowing its context, this one definitely, reigns big.
Yeah, the Big Gold, as it's known. I don't know, man. Like I want to give my opinions on these final two, and this one, it's like, dude, the gold just looks so nice on it, you know.
Yeah.
And like it reflects pretty well. Oh, hold on. And it just looks prestigious in a sense, you know. Like if like obviously, it's not real, but obviously every wrestling fan knows. But like if you think of it in like a real world context, like people fighting. If you hear people fighting over a specific prized possession, this looks like something worth fighting for. It looks prestigious. This looks like something that royalty would have, if you want to say, And you see it like on different wrestlers, and like they just look like the main champ, the final boss type thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Definitely a great belt. And so Dom puts it S tier. And then the next belt. So the next belt, Dom, I have the image of people holding it, but then I also created a separate slide of just the championship itself, so you can see it all big and see the intricate details. This is again another widely acclaimed belt. This is coming again from New Japan Pro Wrestling, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So this was like their world title, right?
Right.
This was the design that they previously had, but then they changed it up, and people just really didn't like the new design because it was smaller. It had, odd shape to it,
Yeah.
But this is the belt they had for a while. This is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And if you see on the sides, you see like, it's like all you can really see is rectangular.
Uh-huh.
Along the strap, they have multiple of these these plates, and hold on. All right, so it has multiple of these side plates, and again, I don't want to influence your opinion too much, but to add sort of to the whole like, is it prestigious type thing? And again, this is something I don't think this is on the new belt, which is why a lot of people didn't like it as well. There's like multiple side plates, and on each one, you can screw on these mini plates. And what they do, or what they did with this belt, was anytime or whoever has won this belt, your name would be put onto it, onto those side plates. So it had like essentially the whole history of people who have won and held this belt.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. Looking at this thing, I honestly, even though again, the IWGP does not look nice, everything else definitely complements it. And like the dynamic bit you mentioned about the placing names of the winner definitely also gives it more of its worth, because that means it's yours. You won it. It means your name gets to be stamped on there, and it will look even better. The design itself, it looks more royal. It gives it I mean, personally, again, I'm not sure what the shape is supposed to be. It definitely looks very odd. But the gold and the silvery bits, it definitely looks nice. What I think also looks better... Oh, wait, could you give me 1 second? Okay, so, yeah. The belt itself looks like it's protruding. Like, if you look at it from the front, like the way the IW and the GMP, since they're not, they're slightly, like, diagonally, kind of. It looks like, kind of, it looks like if it's, like, protruding outwards onto the viewer, so. But aside from that, the entire belt looks like it's super, like, prestigious and stuff like that. And also to fight for, it definitely will look like it's definitely worth it, as well as it looking good as well. So for this final belt, I'm going to give this one also the S tier.
All right. That concludes our tier list ranking. I will have Dom provide the image to me, so for those of you who want to see it, I will post it up, obviously, as I make our post for Instagram, as always, announcing that a new episode is up. You will be able to see there Dom's full rankings of where he put it, and to some people that might give away the episode, but you won't know the context unless you listen in. But needless to say, that is a non-wrestling fan's opinions on the various wrestling belts in the wrestling world. As I said, it shows a lot. It shows if you're trying to get that mainstream appeal, if you want to say, it shows what sort of things you might need to aim towards. What do you think, Dom, as you look at the tier list of the championships? Do you think the more prestigious or like more detailed ones are needed to draw the attention and the ire of in a sense, passerbyers, or people who may just catch it, like obviously like the mainstream people, who aren't watching already, it's like to catch their attention. What do you think? What type of title design do you think is needed more?
I think just I think a mix between simplicity and the overall I guess I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's supposed to look simple to the viewer as to make it known like what's it about, kind of, but also to look as like raw and look brutal, right? To make it look like it's super serious, like it's something that's worth fighting for, and that people are willing to, try to do as much as they can to fight for it, right? But also simple in the fact to know that it's meant for a specific group of not specific group of people, but I guess to allow them to know that there's a bigger context as to what the belt means in and of itself, per se.
I get you.
But also to have it look appealing too, as well.
All right, and then to wrap up, what are your, I guess, top 3 belts from the ones I would you rather do 3 or 5?
I guess top 3.
All right, what are your 3 favorite belts from the ones presented? And obviously, even if it isn't like an S tier, that doesn't mean. Obviously, it kind of means like it was one of your favorites, but rankings don't obviously fully decide things,
Yeah.
So, what are your 3 personal favorites from the 20 that I presented to you today?
Definitely the big gold belt. That was definitely number 1, just only because it throws everything else out the window and just simply presents you with a big block of just gold with designs in the middle. Number 2, being the I guess I would throw in the what was it, the one with the champion as the golden eagle towering above the blue earth,
the big gold belt.
Yeah.
Or not the big gold belt, the big eagle.
The big, that one definitely looks nice. I like the font with that one. That'd be my second. For my third, the IWGP belt. That one just looks monster. It's either between that one. I got like an honorary mention for the top 3, but it'd be the heavyweight belt for the IWGP. That one does look brutal. The UK champion one.
Mm-hmm.
That one also looks nice. Like the red shield in the middle just definitely complements it. I'll be honest with you, it really looks nice. But I mean, if you're going in for simplicity, I guess for another honorary mention would definitely be like the simple yet looks, the one that looks good is the WWE. The first one. What's the first one?
Oh, I think the modern WWE Championship.
Yeah, the modern one with the black background, the red stripe, the golded W's with the studded diamonds and the black outline. I mean the golden outline. That one definitely looks it looks good. It looks good.
All right.
Yeah.
I would definitely say for that one, I think more people would view it more favorably if the following universal and women's titles didn't exist, but like they had different designs,
Right.
Because obviously that one came first before those redesigns came in, where it was just the logo, But for what it is, I think it is pretty much fine, It does look nice. It looks great on a couple wrestlers. I think people's main issue with it is just the championships that followed with the same design,
Yeah.
But with that being said, that concludes this tier list. Oh, sorry, my gosh, I thought I was gonna burp. Sorry. That concludes this tier list. That concludes another installment into not only the tier list series, but explaining wrestling to Dom in a sense. We'll close out here. I've been your host, Jack, joined by my fellow co-host,
Dominic Castillo.
I want to thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Rule 34 podcast. As always, if it exists, we have an opinion on it. Thank you all, and we'll catch y'all in the next episode.